Welcome everybody. Today we're working on the element of water. It's like emotional flow, adaptability, our fluid intelligence, connecting to the right hemisphere of the brain, intuition, creativity, and working on a reproductive and pelvic area, reproductive system, and the whole body kind of natural ability to release tension through movement and the breath. And I invite you to begin with arrival when we sit comfortably and just take a few deep breaths, feeling the body, feeling the breath, observing the mind, noticing what is present for us. Perhaps even placing one palm on the chest, one on the belly, and noticing the flow of the breath in and out. And then gently, I invite you to gather your attention and shift it towards your intention for this practice. What brought you here today? What is your intention for yourself? Perhaps for this practice, for this hour together, or maybe you can go further and explore your intention, where you want to be at the end of this day or at the end of this week. What is your goal? How you would like to feel. And when you identify that feeling, I invite you to name it. Perhaps it won't be even just one emotion, or maybe just one, or it could be a combination of things. And we will be exploring that state throughout our practice today, so I would like you to keep it in mind. And for our first exercise, we're gonna be doing left nostril breathing. So I invite you to block your right nostril, either with the thumb or with the index finger, whichever feels good. Sit up with the back straight, and we begin breathing exclusively through the left nostril. And I invite you to to have your inhalation to be longer than exhalation. Your inhale in about, let's say, 4 counts, 4 seconds, and your exhale goes a little bit longer, maybe 6 seconds or even 8 seconds. So we're aiming for that longer exhale, for a little bit more down regulation. We're kind of shifting more to our parasympathetic nervous system. And as we're breathing, we also try to feel some kind of softness in the chest, despite even that openness, that stretching on the inhale. And when we exhaling, we kind of try to exhale like softly, even though it's complete exhale, but we try to be not kind of pushy, right? So it's like fluid, relaxed. When we inhale, we allow this cool lunar energy to flow down all the way to the base of the spine, all the way into the pelvis. And then warmer exhale is coming out all the way from the base of the spine, all the way from the pelvis, up and out. And as you're breathing deeply and slowly, I invite you to also observe if there is any part in the body when you're breathing in, it kind of stops. It doesn't allow you to go further. Almost like there's some kind of guarding mechanism. And we don't want to like break it or anything like that, but I invite you to allow this breath, this flow of the breath, to create like a little crack in that blockage, if there is blockage present, if there is something that is not letting go further. And with every breath, that crack opens a little bit more and a little bit more. Get very slowly eroding that wall or that brick. It just takes a little bit more with every breath to push it a little bit more to the edge. It's just inviting that little crack to keep going a little bit deeper. And next time we will be inhaling and pausing, holding the breath in on the inhale. While we're holding the breath, we can even relax our right hand down and keep holding the breath effortlessly. So we try not to create any tension with this holding. And then very slowly we'll be exhaling with the side through the mouth. Another deep breath in through the nose. We're pausing. And again, allowing that pause to be soft. And then exhaling through the mouth with the side. And then once more, deep breath in. Again, pausing here softly. Muscles in the face are soft and relaxed. Forehead, eyes, all soft and relaxed. Shoulders and chest. And exhaling with the side. Very nice. And we will be slowly lowering our chin down to the chest. Gently. There's no rush in this movement. We want to gently open up the back of the neck. And then we start rolling kind of from side to side, just a little bit. It doesn't have to be a large movement. Just a little bit to feel, start beginning to feel this movement at the back of the neck. And now the movement becoming a little bit wider. It's almost like from shoulder to shoulder. While our shoulders are softening and relaxing, muscles in the face are softening and relaxing. And now we will go, if it feels good, the full circle. And we go in one direction with the slow breaths, slow abdominal breathing. And when next time chin will be to the chest, we'll reverse and go in opposite direction. And next time again, when chin will touch the chest, we'll pause. We'll take a slow deep breath in. And slowly exhaling, we'll rise head up. Very nice. So we're gonna go a little bit more with the upper body, with our head and the neck. This time we're gonna be working on the jaw. We will find with our thumbs this kind of area where we can open the jaw. I could actually feel it. And we will open it a little bit and just try to massage, like up and down and just that area. However it feels good. Usually we'll hold quite a bit of tension in there. Like you can kind of relax the lower jaw, the lower part, and try to feel. It's kind of sensitive because of all the tension. Usually it is, like very rarely I think modern humans have like relaxed jaw muscle. So we're holding quite a bit, so we want to dig in and move it a little bit, unlock. And then we can even do, we can maybe stop massaging. We can try to move the chin forward. This is lower, and then kind of make that kind of half, like a circle, like in one direction. And then a few circles in the opposite direction. All right. Very nice. Okay. So we worked on that tension, and now we're going to work a little bit on the shoulders. So we begin with the circular motion, rolling back our shoulders. This is just our kind of preparation to go deeper into the body. So kind of open that connection between the head and the body, the throat. We're moving this energy, we're opening up this area. And now we're going to go forward circles. And we'll do a few ups and drops. And we'll lift and hold and really try to stretch it up. Up, 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 up. And relax. Very nice. Very good. So now we can shake our legs. I've been sitting quite a while, so we can shake them a little bit. And shake and shake and shake. Shake and shake. Very nice. And we will be going back to sit in cross-legged position, but I invite you to put the other foot on top. We try to go for more like balanced, unless you have any like issue with that other leg. Oops, stop him. All right, so we will be going for the next exercise is Sufi circles, when we're like rolling our belly around the hips. And today we will be doing two types of the Sufi circle. They both will be counterclockwise going. So the first one, we go in the large circles, just like the upper body, moving in large circles. Okay, so we're like bending down for the exhale, rising up on the inhale. So we kind of moving and hydrating, bringing all this lively liquids towards the fascia around our abdomen through this movement. We're working on our ribs and the lower back. Even when we're engaging our breath, the deeper breath, our diaphragm gets involved in through this movement, but it will be more engaged in the second part of the Sufi circles. And then we will be pausing at the center, and we're moving to the second part when we just move the belly when our kind of shoulders, they don't really stay still, but we try not to move the whole torso, just the belly around the hips. All right, so kind of from the navel, we're moving in those smaller circles. Those circles kind of help us to remove that tension from the diaphragm, remove that accumulated stress from there. Really feeling the kind of this very center of our body, very middle of our body. It's a little bit more subtle, but no less powerful kind of currents through with this movement. Kind of help us to think, to hold about our inner center, and we're almost like rolling around that inner centric pole. And then we'll pause at the center, take a deep breath in, into full extended belly, expanded chest. And we will be powerfully exhaling with the side through the mouth. And we'll take a moment to feel any shifts, any changes in the body, to feel perhaps circulation, whereas more energy is flowing. And then I invite you to bring in your mind, in your attention, that state that you identified when you thought about your intention for this practice or for your future goal. And that state that you identified, if it feels more like closer to you, more approachable, more realistic, or perhaps you can embody it a little bit more at this point. And we'll take a deep breath in and out. And again, I invite you to shake your legs a little bit. We'll shake. And we will go and sit on the heels. If you're comfortable sitting on the heels, you can also stay in cross-legged position if it feels more comfortable for you. We will do a little bit more of flexing outer spine forward on the inhale and back on the exhale at the rhythm that feels good, that feels right for your body. We try to warm up the spine a little bit more. Inhaling, stretching forward, exhaling, rocking back. You can feel probably there's a lot more movement in the spine. This is a wider range of the motion. Again, we're going with that rhythm. We're trying to keep it very steady, the pace of this movement steady. This extension and contraction through the breath, through the movement. And then we will be inhaling deeply, stretching forward. And again, we will be applying root lock by pulling muscles, lifting muscles, pelvic floor up a little bit higher, a little bit more, navel in a little bit more. Hold and hold and hold and hold and release. We're releasing everything. And slowly from sitting on the heels, if you're sitting on the heels, we will be leaning forward, relaxing our forehead on the ground, holding on our feet, on the soles of the feet with our hands, relaxing our arms and shoulders. And we'll take a few moments in this position, breathing slowly. When we inhale, we let the navel kind of gently expand into the thighs. When we exhale, we feel how the belly softly draw back. In this position, we're kind of decompressing our spine and lengthening the whole back body, especially between shoulder blades and the lower back. It's a very grounding position, encouraging our nervous system to move from stress into rest. And now we deeply inhale and exhale, and we'll be rising up from resting there, and we will be shifting to lay down on the back. All right, so we'll lay down on the back, and our next exercise, we can have our hands under the buttocks, all right, for support for the lower back. This is a bicycle movement, right? So we begin bringing alternate legs towards the knee. Okay, trying to stretch each leg fully when it's time to stretch. We try also to use powerful steady abdominal breathing, inhaling when one knee goes to the chest, exhaling when the other knee goes to the chest. So as you can feel, we're really working to strengthen our abdominal area, lower abdominal area, especially lower back, thighs. This whole lower triangle is working quite a bit. There's a lot of movement and circulation and blood flow. Keeping that pumping movement just a little bit more, last 10 seconds. And once more, inhale and exhale. We relax our legs. We can shake them a little bit. We can even kind of roll them from, kind of roll them on the heels a little bit to loosen up any tension. And we'll take a moment and rest, relax, allowing breath to go back to normal. Slow down.
And we will continue being on the back, resting, but now we're gonna bring our both knees to the chest. And we will hug our knees and hold it here while we're allowing our head, neck, chest relax. Breathing into the belly. Belly gently pushes against the thighs on the inhale and relaxes, kind of draws back on the exhale. Deeper breaths all the way to the base of the spine as you inhale and all the way out as you exhale. And we'll inhale, exhale, and we're all on the back from side to side. Just gently massaging the back. And then forward and back, forward and back. And we will be rising up to go. Our next movement will be, we will be doing cat-cow. Standing on all four, on palms and knees. On the inhale, we'll lift the head up. On the exhale, arch the spine and bring chin towards the chest. Inhale, arching spine down. On the exhale, arching it up. Keeping that pace for another 20 seconds, or if we feel comfortable and we feel that the back warmed up, the spine is ready, we can go at a little bit faster pace. And we will be inhaling in the cow position, stretching our lower back down, opening up in the chest, lifting up the neck, head. And then we'll be exhaling, arching up in a cat, creating as much space between shoulder blades as possible. And we will relax back on the heels. We can spread knees a little bit apart. And this time we go on the baby pose with our hands stretched forward, palms facing down, relaxing our forehead down, breathing slowly. Deeper, slower breaths. And we will take a deep breath in and out. And slowly we'll be rising up. How is the pace? Is it okay? Not too fast? Yeah, good? All right. Okay. Good, good. Okay. So we'll do a little bit more on our abdominal area. Okay. This time it will be leg lifts, alternate leg lifts from the position laying down on the back. So we lay down. And again, you could have different levels of difficulties, or how it is challenge, let's say. You can have your hands behind the back of the head, you know, this is probably more challenging. Or you can have your hands along the body or under your buttocks, okay? So choose variation that feels good. I understand it's the end of the day, you know, and just see if you have some energy too. You need to push, we want to push forward, but or you can preserve the energy. So we will be lifting one leg up on the inhale, down on the exhale, and then another leg up and then down on the exhale. So we just go again at the pace that feels good, that feels right. Now we continue working on our deep core muscles, pelvic kind of area being stabilized. We also supporting the spine through this movement, strengthening. So there's a lot of benefits on that kind of energy level. So we kind of drawing energy up towards the upper centers from the, so we're activating our lower centers. You can probably even feel how much is involved your pelvis area and the lower back, and we're kind of pushing it up, moving that energy up, allowing that circulation to flow, to not be stuck, to be very vibrant and alive. And we keep going for another 30 seconds. So if you need to slow down, you can always slow down. Or if you need to take a pause, also feel free to do so. You know, we're doing our best. We're showing up the best way for ourselves here. We kind of pushing it a little bit, but also being gentle with ourselves. So it's like a nice line, right? Where we want to overcome some kind of weak pattern, but we also don't want to push too hard. Just keep going a little bit more. And once more, inhale and exhale. And again, we will be relaxing. You have options. We can relax just with legs stretched out, or if you're comfortable, we can cross legs and relax, so we can open up a little bit more in the hips and the pelvis, and even in the lower back, you will feel it. And if you're crossing your legs, or even if you have your legs straight, I invite you to bring your both hands on your very lower belly, kind of where the area where the legs meet the torso, and start breathing into that space underneath your palms. Feel your very lower belly. Feel your pelvis. And as we continue resting here, I invite you to, with every exhale, we start humming. The lips are just slightly open, like, and vibrating that humming sound as it comes out with every exhale. Um, Now we'll take a deep breath in and out. And I invite you to remember about your intention, the state that you identified, that you are aiming towards, and see how closer it is towards to how closer you can feel it, how much more you can almost like experience and embody that state, that emotion, that feeling. Maybe you can even explore it a little bit more, find more sides to it, more descriptions of that state. And we'll deeply inhale and exhale. And we'll slowly free up our legs, lift them up a little bit, and roll from side to side and then forward and back. For our next exercise, that is like a baby cobra pose. And there will be a couple variations. We can just hold a baby cobra pose on the elbows, right? So our elbows are directly under our shoulders. And here we can choose to just stay here if it's just feels good with a deep, slow breathing into the belly. Or we can add a kicking motion with our feet towards the buttocks. It doesn't have to be fast. I mean, it's quite challenging movement itself. So we are staying here either in a still baby cobra, or we do this leg pulses. If you're choosing to do with the movement, the breath will be probably like one pulse is the inhale, another pulse, another leg is the exhale. Or it could be inhale, leg goes up, exhale down, and then another leg, inhale, exhale. So you kind of find your rhythm of the breath, kind of wanting to keep it steady, coordinated with the movement. And here we're kind of guiding our energy from pelvis up the spine, kind of linking our lower energy centers, like first and second, and even the third, because it's kind of engaged here. We're linking it with the heart, with the throat. Especially we did this very nice activation for the throat and the heart when we were resting and humming. Just a little bit more. You're kind of opening here, but softly opening the front of the body in this position. So it's nice, gentle openness with additional movement, this pulsation movement that allow us to keep this openness despite the challenge, despite the other kind of stressors are happening at the same time. And we'll do one more and relax, and we slowly lower ourselves down on the floor, and we'll take a few moments to feel, observing sensations in the body, noticing what is current, what is showing up, what is on the level of maybe muscles tiredness, maybe more circulation. Going a little bit deeper, observing the breath and the flow of the breath. And if anything is stopping, and if there are any areas that where the breath just not moving any further, just noticing without any pushing or any judgment, just observing and noticing. And then perhaps going and observing what is happening in our world of thoughts, what's appearing, what's showing up. And again, without judgment, just observing. And then perhaps noticing our emotions, what kind of state we're experiencing now, how it shifted from the state we noticed earlier on. And then we'll deeply inhale and exhale. And then slowly we'll be rising up and moving into position with our both legs stretched forward. For our next exercise, we will go in opposite direction. So now we're going to shift and stretch forward, trying to keep our lower back kind of straight but not tense. I'll just go gently up and down, up on the inhale, down on the exhale, lengthening through the spine. Our breath is here also to help us to lengthen, to go longer and deeper and calmer, and having our body in more kind of softer way, softer muscles, trying not to create any tension here. Just gently opening up. And for last 30 seconds, we can explore a little bit more of the depth in the physical movement and in the breath, and our capacity to stay soft and relaxed despite the challenge of the stretching. And we will be inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling completely, going a little bit lower, and trying to hold our breath out and to hold this posture, and at the same time experience as much softness and relaxation as possible. Just really holding that kind of intention. We're trying to relax here, avoiding building up tension. And slowly we'll be inhaling, rising up and shaking our legs, maybe moving our back a little bit. Very nice. All right, and we have just last exercise before our meditation. So we will be sitting comfortably, either cross-legged position or on the heels, whichever feels good. So we will be playing a little bit with the pelvic floor exercise. All right, so on the first phase, we will be inhaling, and then gently kind of engaging root lock, the pelvic floor, like lifting up, and the navel, and then exhaling and releasing. Okay, so this is the first. We will do slow hold, slow release. Then we will be inhaling, holding the breath, and now we'll do several quick lift and release of the pelvic floor and the navel, and then exhale, and we'll repeat it. Okay, then will be phase 3. We will be inhaling with no lock, just inhale, and then complete exhale, and then we apply and hold again pelvic floor root lock and the navel, and again inhale and soften. So we'll do a few repetitions of that. All right, so the 3 stages, 3 different phases. So we begin with the first when we inhale, holding the breath, and we pull the muscles from the pelvic floor, contracting, and the navel, and we hold. We hold and hold and hold. Hold as long as it feels good, as it feels you can hold your breath. And you can hold the muscles pretty tight. When we start losing the grasp of the muscle, we exhale, release the lock, and we continue inhaling and engaging the lock, engaging the navel, lifting up, lifting up. There is no rush, just like really like like kind of really feeling like if the muscles are kind of okay, I'm done, I'm giving up, we're releasing. We listen to the body, we allow. There's no like right or wrong amount of time holding. It's just all about how you feel, your relationship with your body, and kind of like, okay, we're gonna push a little bit or we're gonna release. Just choose your pace, choose your intensity. And the next phase, we will be inhaling, holding the breath, and we'll do as many as we can, as strong as we can, short locks, as pumps. Pelvic floor up and down, while we're holding the breath in, okay? And we do as many as we can, including the navel, pulling the navel in every time. And again, we also, it's a little bit more fine-tuned, like when it's time to exhale, when it's time to completely release and let go, you kind of make that decision, you make that conversation with your own body. And when you finish the cycle, we will be moving to phase 3, which will be holding on the exhale. So our inhale, everything is soft and relaxed. When we completely exhale and hold the breath out, then we apply a root lock, and we lift and hold tight as possible and as long as possible. And again, on the inhale, soft and release everything, and then exhale, contract. Okay. And again, this is you tuning in, really feeling your body, the time you're holding. Maybe you count, maybe you don't count, you just go by feel. And how intense is the holding of the lock, how you lifting that, because so here we kind of toning our pelvic floor, lower abdominal, kind of deep muscles around sacrum, and so we're working with this very lower organs, lower back, on circulation and sensitivity, like, because it's also like kind of feeling and sensing the whole pelvic region of the body. And we will be finishing the cycle And releasing everything, I'll just take a moment and feel this exercise, what that sequence that we were just doing. It's almost like reminding ourselves that we have that base, we have that, we're not just floating, we're not just, we have that something that holding us, that from where we initiated, from where we are almost like being born into life. And in that understanding and that feeling of that belonging and holding and owning it, we can transform our fears, we can transform lots of kind of fragmentation of our belonging and sense of base, sense of home, sense of sovereignty. We kind of claiming and going into that feel of our authority in our life. And now we'll take a deep breath in and out. Very nice. And we will be so we're going for our meditation today that has also a few phases. Was the first part a meditation for creative capacity. So we keep working with the energy of the water. So we're pumping, we're moving this energy all the way up, kind of towards the heart, towards the diaphragm, and now we're going to redistribute it. So with the first first part, we will be connecting our pinky and thumbs together, while 3 middle fingers will be connected and just straight, and we will be just rotating. It's not really the wrist, but it seems like it's a wrist, but it's also like a forearm as well. With every time when we twist towards the body, it's a pumping exhale for the breath of fire. All right, so it's kind of fun. I wish I could play drums while we're doing that. I don't play drums. My son plays drums, but I wish I could. So we're just gonna be playing our drums of our belly with the breath, powerful, pumping the navel. It does remind me a little bit of some kind of Bhangra dance move. I don't want you to laugh because you might lose the rhythm of your breath. Just keep going. You can feel the fire is building up. We keep pumping that energy from the lower triangle up. And then we'll take a deep breath in. We hold the breath. We pull the navel in, squeezing the pelvic floor muscles up while we keep rotating our hands in that same motion. Just keep holding. And then we pause and powerful exhale through the mouth, cannon fire. Inhale a little bit more. Holding the breath, applying root lock, navel in, and we keep twisting like this back and forth movement with our hands. And then powerful breath out. And the last one, deep inhale. Hold, again apply root lock, and we keep moving our hands a little bit faster, a little bit more. Keep lifting pelvic floor muscles a little bit tighter, a little bit higher. And powerful exhale, can on fire. I'll just take a moment and feel. And then we will be bringing our hands into fists when our thumbs will be below the pinky with the closing the fists. And this is the initial position when fists right in front of each other. And then on the inhale, we'll open, try to create as little space, a shorten space between shoulder blades as much as possible, but keeping our elbows kind of parallel to the floor. And then exhale, bringing it forward towards each other. They don't touch, but they really towards each other. This is the inhale, this is the exhale. Really focusing on opening up through our ribs, opening up through the chest, pushing our elbows on the inhale as far back as we can, that we almost like want them to touch behind the back. And very heavy breath all the way to the bottom of the lungs. We're opening and filling up the lungs, closing and emptying the lungs. And then inhale and we push back. Push and push and push and push and push. And exhale, relax. We'll just take a moment here and feel. Slowing down the breath. And the last part, we will be stretching our hands up, palms parallel to each other. They don't touch, they just like parallel, close to the ears. And we begin stretching from side to side while we're pumping our navel for the breath of fire. So the movement is much more slow than the breath. We keep pumping with the breath, but stretching at a slower pace than the breath. And then we'll pause at the center, keep stretching up and pumping the navel. And we keep stretching our arms higher and higher, like we want to lift our entire body off the ground. And then inhale, we hold the breath, stretch it up, and powerful cannon fire. And we relax our hands. I'll just take a moment to feel. And again, we begin with our observation with the body, with all the sensations that are current, that are present, that are showing up. We're noticing our breath. If there are any shifts and changes in the flow of the breath. If there's any shifts and changes in any obstacles that were perhaps holding the breath to reach where it wanted, where it needed to go. Observing thoughts and feelings, emotions that are present. And then we'll be deeply inhaling, completely exhaling. And we will be laying down for our deep relaxation. That again is your choice. You can just relax and let go, or if you feel like you have that a little bit more space and energy to work with your attention, I invite you to explore autogenic training through the script that I will be reading and offering you. This kind of helps our attention go to our body, to certain sensations, and then I will be also introducing some language around the element of water and freedom and releases. Um, so I invite you to lay down, get comfortable, either on your back. You can also be on the side, or you can have your legs stretched forward, or you can have them bent and knees collapsed to each other, towards each other, or even in a cross-legged position, laying down if that feels good. And today we will continue exploring a state of heaviness that allows us really to relax and let go. So you allow your body to settle. You feel how gravity is holding you, not pulling you down, but receiving you. You allow the weight of your pelvis kind of drop into the floor first. The pelvis is the oldest part of you, instinctual, emotional, honest. So let it sink, like a heavy stone sinking into warm water. Heavy and relaxed. And notice the breath moving inside your belly, not forcing, just noticing. With every inhale, your belly gently rises. With every exhale, it dissolves downward. You don't have to manage anything right now. The body is breathing itself. The ground is carrying your weight. You can let go of your defenses. Let them soften just a little, like a little crack. Let your lower back widen. Let your belly loosen. Let your inner waters and fluids settle after all the movements. And now your whole body start experiencing sensation of heaviness. Your arms and hands feel heavy, very heavy, and incredibly calm. your arms and hands, heavy and calm. And now this sensation of heaviness floating from your arms and hands into your legs. And your legs feel heavy and calm. Your legs are heavy, very heavy, and very calm. And now your whole body is feeling heavy, peaceful, and calm. Your breathing is even and calm. And now you start experiencing sensation of warmth in your hands. It's almost like you were allowing your hands into a warm water, like a tub of warm water. You're lowering your hands and you're noticing that feeling of warmth in your hands. And as you putting your attention to that sensation of warmth, the warmth is increasing, is becoming more vivid. Your hands are warm, heavy, relaxed, and warm. And now that sensation of warmth is spreading into your legs. Imagine that you're stepping into the tub of warm water, and now your feet is feeling warm. The warmth from your feet spreads higher into your calves, knees, and thighs. Your legs are warm, heavy, and relaxed. Your entire body is very calm, relaxed, heavy. Your breathing is even and calm. Calmness and relaxation. And in this space of peace and calm, you know that you're safely held. You don't need to push, you don't need to rush. You're allowed to soften. Softness in you is strong and flexible like water. You are free to feel and still remain grounded, secure, and calm. Your breathing is even and calm. In this state of peace, you have rested very well. You relieved all the accumulated tension and erased all the fatigue. Your body has rested deeply, allowing you to feel profound calmness. Your breathing remains even and calm. But your body gradually starts becoming pleasantly light. Rest has allowed you to fully restore your energy. With every breath, more energy fills your muscles, and your muscles become more strong and resilient. And we slowly start going back, and with each breath, the sensation of lightness and freshness start growing in your body. And we will be taking a deep breath in together, and then exhaling with the side. Another deep breath in, and releasing with the side. Every cell of your body starts radiating this pleasant mood and inner confidence and strength. And we begin gently wiggling our fingers and toes. A sensation of freshness and strength and vitality is growing. We now will roll our feet and our hands at the wrists in circles, and then in opposite direction. And then we can bring one knee to the chest and go into cat stretch on one side. And then we'll go back to the center, and then bring another knee to the chest and go into cat stretch to the other side of the body. And then we'll bring both knees to the chest and roll from side to side, from side to side, and then we'll forward and back a couple times until we'll roll and we'll sit comfortably, so we can finish our practice together. We can place palms either on the chest, or one on the belly, one on the chest, or both on the belly, whatever feels good, where you can really feel that you connected, you are here, you're present. And we just take a moment and feel what is present in the body, in your mind, in your emotions. And gently bringing into your attention the state, that emotion that you're identifying with your intention for yourself. From this present moment, as you're moving forward,
if that state, if that emotion is closer to you. Or you can think about, try to feel how you can start experiencing it more. What needs to shift and change, or maybe you're already doing it, that it starts showing up more and more in your relationship with yourself, in your relationship with others, in your relationship with your projects. And I invite you to take a deep breath in and out. And I want to express you my gratitude for you being here today. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here, and I'm so happy to see you all.